Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible Monday as always. Yeah, a pretty interesting week, pretty light on the news, but we're going to jump in regardless. We've got Alan in the house, we've got Professor, we've got RJ, we've got D, Anna, Valiant Energy, my main man Doc Bob D, obviously Crypto Granny as well. Great to have you all in, tuning in live, and yeah, we're going to get this show on the road. But before we do, I did notice that it was RJ actually mentioning in the comments about the EVM on the XRP ledger. What happens to Flare then? So it's pretty interesting that you say that, because obviously the EVM sidechain is coming to the XRP ledger. This has been known for quite some time now, but it's not really it's not really in competition with Flare, because Flare is actually trying to connect everything, so connect multiple chains. This is just going to be an XRP ledger version of the Ethereum virtual machine that's compatible with all the smart contracts and the applications that you know on applications such as Ethereum or Songbird and whatnot, and it really does just open it up as an option. But what Flare are doing are trying to bring all of these EVM compatible networks together, and not just them, but also other networks such as, Bitcoin, for example, and all of these networks which lack EVM compatibility. So we're currently sitting on 59,500 subscribers, so going pretty well. And as you all know, we always do a big giveaway at each 10,000 subscriber milestone, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably give some more details, maybe even next week. We're going to jump straight in here with Flare Metrics. It's flaremetrics.io, and have a quick look at the signal provider statistics, okay? So what you can do is give it a quick refresh here, click on reward rate twice, so it's ordered by descending, and the top 5 heavy hitters this week. In number 1 spot, we've got Evolve FTSO. In 2nd spot, we've got Flare Oracle. 3rd place, we have S-Toads, excuse me. And in 4th place, we have Ivy Oracle. Finally, 5th place, O1 FTSO. So it looks like the usual suspects, but I guess these two get a notable mention for having been in the top 5, but also distributing additional assets too. So that's always great to see. Yeah, I guess we're going to jump over to Nifty, which is, I guess, a rarity calculator for various collections. And I started introducing this into last week's live stream. Scroll down a little bit here and we can see the collections by volume, and this is in the past 7 days. You can filter it by 24 hours and also 30 days, but we're going to keep it at 7 days for the weekly news update. Looks like S-Toads is topping the charts here with 200,000 Songbird traded in the past 7 days, which is pretty good if you ask me. 2nd place, we have the Fat Cats. 3rd place, the Fat Tigers. And in 4th place, the Fat Leopards. And runner-up at number 5th place is the Superbad series. This is the Genesis Seed project. So yeah, it looks like there is quite a bit of volume. And as I said before, if you are investing in a project on Songbird that's an NFT project, make sure that there's liquidity if you're in it for the purposes of flipping NFTs, right? You don't want to buy something and then be holding it indefinitely. You want to make sure that people are actually buying them, so if you do have the opportunity to sell, it's always there. You have the liquidity to exit your position, and that there is demand for the NFT collection. So that's the top 5. Thought I would quickly point that out. And yeah, jumping over here, the Flare community is growing every single day. Welcome to the future. #connect everything. And that's just another reminder that the Flare network is going to connect all of these networks. That's the ambition. And it's not just blockchain information that's going to be available on Flare with the likes of the State Connector and Layer Cake. All of these protocols are actually going to be able to bring in off-chain data onto the network as well. So this is basically Flare's whole ambition, to connect everything and unify liquidity. And, if they can pull it off, which I have high hopes for, it really is going to be something that is going to be a sight to behold, let's say. We do have Tim over here, local legend, Tim Rowley, a part of FTSO AU. He does a great video for those who may want to add a observation node to the network. That's the Flare network or the Songbird network too. And just as a pre-requestee, you actually need to be a signal provider too. So it's interesting, but if you are interested, yeah, be sure to check out Tim's channel. He has numerous incredible videos actually, and not just these tutorials, but lots of informative videos as well, really well put together. I'd highly recommend checking him out if you haven't already. Everyone's favorite subject. Here we have the, I guess, the proposal. And I just want to reiterate this because I get this all the time on Twitter. So some people do actually struggle to understand the idea of a proposal. It's very similar to a suggestion, right? X could happen, or X could be better because of Y. You know, this is what Hugo's idea was. He thinks that he could improve the way things are running or the way things are going to progress. And that's not just terms of distribution, but the actual proposal consists of many different things outside of the distribution too. And I highly recommend anyone who's yet to read it to go through it themselves and make an informed decision when the time comes. In a decentralized autonomous organization, that's commonly referred to as a DAO, suggestions will be made and the community will get to decide if the idea or the proposal or the suggestion is good or not. So this is done by the holders of the governance token. And for the Flare network, the governance token is FLR. So if you're holding that token, you have some sort of inherent stake in the network. You know, you have an interest in it. And holding that token is going to allow you to vote on these proposals. You don't have to vote on it, but if you want to be heard, then, you know, it makes sense, right? If the majority of people decide that an idea is not that great, then nothing changes, right? And if the majority of people think that it's a good idea, then maybe it will be changed. And this is just how governance works. The community decide how the network evolves and which direction the network should take moving forward. Now, here's an interesting sentence here. Understand that there will be good proposals and there will also be bad proposals. Not every proposal is going to be great. Not every proposal is something that the majority of people will back. But it's important that there are enough proposals that get this variety and spark a really good debate. You know, so I imagine there's going to be a forum where people can actually sort of discuss these in depth, because proposals shouldn't be taken lightly. You know, I've seen some people chant, you know, double airdrop or half airdrop. You know, there's got to be some, I guess, theory backing it and reasons behind that. D in the comments asking, how do you vote? It's going to be a website. So similar to any Web3 website, you basically go to the website and you connect your wallet. And from that, the information is going to be able to be extracted about how much FLR you hold. And that's basically going to allow you to have some sort of weighting in the governance proposal, in the decision-making process. So you go to a website and you click maybe agree or disagree. We don't know all the details yet because we haven't had any release on the interface that we might see, but it's going to be very simple. It's going to be a very simple process that you could probably do in 10 clicks or less, and probably take, you know, a minute at the most. So if you personally believe a proposal is a bad idea, then that is completely fine. You're free to vote against it. Just because a proposal is being made doesn't mean that it's going to be implemented, right? Democracy prevails and the decision will be made by taking into account all those who have voiced their opinion. Collectively, we, the Flare community, dictate the future of Songbird and also Flare. Okay? What else do we have here? Yes, still on the proposal. I promise this is the last tweet regarding the proposal, but here's something to note, that some of these things are not actually going to get changed in the proposal. So the initial 15% will be distributed no matter what. 85% of the distribution thereafter will occur no matter what, and the distribution period will be 36 months no matter what. And I did actually have a question in the comments of this tweet somewhere about the 15% initial distribution. You know, you don't have to, oh, sorry, it was the 85%. Someone was asking if you had to vote in order to get the remaining distribution, and that's not the case. This improvement proposal changes how the distribution may occur. There's no criteria that you have to vote to receive the remaining airdrop. So just thought I would bring that up while it was fresh in my head. Got FLR Finance here. talking about Project Aramis, and it was designed by the FF Laboratory team. There's a new partnership between them, who they brought on a huge amount of members, expanding their team significantly, and also in collaboration with FLR Finance's core team. It's a first of its kind on-chain process to redeem NFTs into physical goods while allowing users to retain full custody of their data. And I'm really starting to like the sound of this. It's a very novel concept that I've not seen personally on any other chain. So it's going to be, yes, as it says here, a first of its kind, and it's going to be released on, I guess, Songbird first, and in the future, the Flare Network too. So it's basically a way that if you're creating an NFT and you have a physical, I guess, counterpart, what you can do is you can liaise with the person that bought the NFT and basically collect the data that you need. That'll be the delivery address of the recipient, and post it without it ever having to be publicized. So if you're normally buying something on, say, like Amazon, you'll have to give them your data, and if there is a breach of, say, Amazon's database, then all of that customer data could potentially be at risk, because it can be extracted, where this is a way to really retain that like privacy and protection by only sharing the data with the relevant people. And that would be something, the data being shared between the seller and the buyer. No one else really needs to know about this, but I'll probably go over this Project Aramis in a future video in a little bit more detail, but stay tuned for that. Also on FLR Finance, we have a new listing for XFi, which I think is great. This is a new pairing to USDT, which is obviously a stable coin, and more liquidity, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I think that the biggest or the most liquid places to trade XFi and SFIN and everything like that is actually on the FLR Finance decentralized application. So it's great to see these centralized exchanges also listing some of these assets too. So happy days. The Cuties, they had their first birthday, which is pretty interesting. I remember when the Cuties team, Thoth, came on one of the very first podcasts, actually, that we did here on the Flare community channel. And he's a really great guy, and time sure does fly when you're building on the blockchain. 1 year later, I think a lot of people have been very patient, maybe some impatient as well. But the Songbird network really has evolved in this time. And, look what we've got. We've got so many different applications. We've got NFT marketplaces. We've got DeFi applications. That's, DEXs, liquidity pools, and farming, and all of that good stuff. And just in the space of just over a year, to be honest, it's really great to see that. And I'm sure that this will be a catalyst for the applications launching on Flare too. So, going from Songbird to Flare, all of the testing for these applications that currently are deployed on Songbird is going to be pretty seamless to deploy on the Flare network, because, as you know, Songbird is the canary network, and it's going to be very, seamless. There's not going to be that many differences between Songbird and Flare, and there are some subtle differences, which I will talk to you about in a second. If you haven't seen this article, it's quite a good read. This is from News BTC. And, with a URL like that, a domain like that, News BTC, you may think that it's quite the maxi website, but they're actually advocating 5 other projects, and Flare is one of them. This is a direct quote from them. Flare Networks is building a layer 1 blockchain network with the primary ambition being to connect everything. This is obviously their tagline. Not only other decentralized networks, but also traditional networks. In other words, it's building the ultimate interoperability blockchain. And this word interoperability, you can bet that you're going to see this a lot more in the future. It's great having all of these walled gardens in terms of networks, but to bring them all together in a single place, that's what Flare's trying to do, is trying to connect everything. We have this here from the Council of Kings. The Flare edition is coming soon, sooner than you think. So that's always great to know, and you may be wondering what the hell Council of Kings actually is. I did cover this in a live stream quite a while ago. I've had my project on this, my eyes on this project for quite some time now, and it's basically a Metaverse project. And you can see here, Council of Kings have been dominating the Metaverse in recent months on the Ethereum network. Dominating is quite a strong word. I don't know how true that statement is, but yeah, you can see that they have partnerships here with Network as well. So I imagine that's what they're going to deploy on. But yeah, another Metaverse project, and I'm really interested to see how Metaverse is going to really kick off, because I feel like we're yet to really see a breakthrough. I'm not sure if that's due to the network, or the requirements to entry or something like that. But either way, I'm very intrigued to see how this develops in the future. You can see the roadmap here. But I'm keeping my eyes on this project, and I will be sure to share any relevant information as and when it becomes available. Some of you may have noticed this. I've seen a few tweets about Songbird domains, and yes, it's domains that have the ending .sgb, and you can basically register your own domains if you are interested. And the price is based on how many characters you have. So if you have more than 5, it's going to cost you 400 Songbird. And as you get less and less characters, you can see that it gets more expensive. I've seen quite a few funny ones in there. I know D-Day in the Flare community, he's got quite a few himself, trying to scoop up them desirable names and whatnot. So friendly reminder that Decent Wallet now supports the Flare network account creation. And yeah, we've all known that the Decent Wallet team have been a good supporter of the Songbird network. They've just released support for NFTs. And I guess it's just a reminder that if you are planning to get a hardware wallet, either for yourself or for Christmas, or as a Christmas gift or something, you can always use this offer here, and you get 30% off. I do have this on my Twitter somewhere, but also in the description of this video. Yeah, I had a recent post here about onto the Patreon family, and I basically wanted to introduce a new, I guess, a podcast series that I'm going to be creating, I guess, exclusively for the Patreons, and then a week later I'll be releasing it to the public. But it's going to be a way that I can really, I guess, create a much larger amount of content, because it's going to be very simple graphics, right? It's going to be very simple, but what the idea is I'm going to create the video, and then I'm going to ask the Patreons to comment below for a week and decide what you want me to talk about next. It could be anything. It could be DeFi applications, it could be certain protocols, it could be NFT collections, or something completely different. So the ball's in your court, and yeah, I look forward to kicking that series off. Hopefully next week we get the ball rolling on that. And yeah, it should be 3 consistent videos each week. We've got the weekly stream that you're all watching right now. We've got the Flare Community Poker Club stream, where we reveal the prizes each week and find the winners. And then we're also going to have this, like a podcast episode where I talk about the topics which Patreon members have suggested. So stay tuned for that. Got another tweet here from Johnny Lawrence, Flare Community legend and supporter of the channel. He's created all of these funky animations. There you go. There's one flying across your screen right now, the subscribe button overlay, a little songbird just flying by there. He's very talented animator, and he's got a new project coming up, and this one is dedicated to his friend who lost her battle with cancer. So he's donating 20% of the initial sales to charity. So I do appreciate that. I think it's a very generous, donation, and it's great to see him, creating more incredible work. I'm not sure if you've seen all of his other work, but it really is great. And he does actually have a listing for a one-of-one NFT on FLR Finance. I may be able to quickly bring it up in a second. Let's have a quick peek. Yeah, you may have actually seen this one from the XRP community. This one's been floating around for many years. Yeah, I'm not going to go through and try and find it, but yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't already. I'm actually going to be meeting him and also the Kingsman next week, and it's going to be on Monday. So this particular stream next week may be I think it will be 2 hours later, so I won't be getting back to my house from London until later. So something to bear in mind. Just a bit of a heads up if you are tuning in next week for the weekly update. It's going to occur 2 hours later, and I'll catch you all up during that stream. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Meeting Kingsman and Johnny Lawrence himself. It's going to be great, so stay tuned for that. Finally, I wanted to wrap up and let you know that we're obviously going to be heading over to the member stage. That's all those who are Patreon members or YouTube members. This is like an exclusive weekly chat that we do. And we also have the quiz, actually, the weekly quiz. I got a good one for you today. 30 XRP every single week. And we have a quarterly prize of 400 XRP. And yeah, this is the leaderboard at the minute. We've got Freaking Awesome top in the charts, John D in second, Jimmy Thing in third. All the usual suspects here. But yeah, I really look forward to hopefully seeing you over in the members stage. And if not, you know, we have the stream on Thursday where we go to the community stage here as well and have a good old chinwag. So that's pretty much it for this week's news. I really do hope that you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll hope to see you in the Discord. Until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.